You actually absolutely kill it. Make sure share it out, to the crowd, get some love. So again, make sure you check that out. Now, let's start going over our over our top gainer list right here on our upgappers, and let's make sure that we are all prepared for this day. So, number one, our number one top gainer with a 59% gain, 18 million in float stock. This stock is AGTC. So what is going on with AGTC here? Why is this stock up? What's the credibility behind it? What is making the stock, available for us to trade? Well, it did come out with very solid news. It says AGTC reports positive 6-month data from its ongoing phase 1 to 2 clinical trials. Right? Data suggests durable, right? Which means strong, durable, strong, and meaningful, which would be what? Important. Improvements, right? Getting better. So we have our data is showing strong and important growth, basically, right? Durable and meaningful improvements. Our secondary data is showing encouraging, right? Means it's going to do well, or it looks very good. Improvements, right? We also have our all patients demonstrated a favorable safety profile. These are all great keywords, of course, in our keywords look for in hot press releases. Right, let me post this right here so you guys have that. Boom, right? A beautiful list. As I always say, print that out, put that on your mirror, print it out, put it in a frame, get a tattoo of it, whatever you guys want to do to help you remember. But these lists right here, these stocks and these words are going to help you understand what words are going to lead to stocks gapping up and going on nice spikes. And as you guys know, we have positive, we have the word improvements, we are going to have the word demonstrates, all great keywords that are leading towards AGTC moving on up. So does AGTC have a good press release? Yes. If I had to rank this 1 to 10, I would give this, a soft 9, right? Hard 8, soft 9. Really good press release. Not the best out of best, but a really good press release. The only thing slowing AGTC down is the fact that it's a little bit bigger in float and the fact that it's in the top right hand corner of the chart. Like AGTC went from 269 all the way up towards around 550, then dropped down towards around $4, and now it's up towards around 660. So again, what do you think the RSI was at? The RSI probably wasn't oversold, but it's probably a little bit more closer to the overbought side after going on a nice, nice $2 to $3 spike from the $2 mark to about 545. Then has a big gap up, so it is a little bit on the overbought side. It's a little bit overbought. It's a little bit fatter because of the float, which makes it need a lot more volume. You can see AGTC didn't really do anything in pre-market. A couple spikes, a couple drops, but overall, it has just been like moving sideways. So we're going to see if AGTC is going to be able to get up towards around $7. Anything above $7 is where people will get excited on it. Okay, so anything above $7 on AGTC is where people will get excited on this play. So make sure you guys watch that. Break of $7 is where we could start seeing some hype. PECK, right? We have PEC right here. 2 million in float, currently up 32%. Doesn't look like it has that much volume, but PECK is in the bottom right-hand corner of its chart, definitely lower on the RSI, and it is gapping above its 50-day moving average at this time. If we take a look on PECK, what do we have here on PEC? January 9th, the company provides update on year-end of 2019 project status. Okay, so PEC announces the completion of 1.7 megawatts over 7 projects in the fourth quarter of 2019. So again, we have a whole bunch of projects that we were in 2019. The company is deploying a multi-pro growth strategy for the following core pillars. We are pleased to provide this update. So, PECK right here. We're just getting an update of what we've done, an update of what we're looking at in the future, an update to make sure investors are staying happy and understanding what's happening on PECK. Now, can PECK spike today? Yes, it can. And why can PECK spike? Because of that baby float at only 2 million. We have been seeing a lot of plays spike and just dump on off because of their low floats. If nothing is really getting a lot of attention, people say, what's the best top gainer that probably has the most eyes or most awareness towards it? And let's all try to buy that stock to try to push it up. The market is a very psychological game where people are just trying to make money and they're going to do whatever they can to get you to buy into the stock so that you are helping them, get that stock going. So what are a lot of traders probably going to do? We're probably going to see PECK on that high of the day momentum scanner today. At some point, PECK most likely is going to be jumping on up and traders are going to try to get it going. Now, is this the most credible play in the world? It does have news. Is it a very strong press release? No. I give this like a 4 out of 10. 4 out of 10 with news. But since it's very easy to manipulate and very easy to kind of get the party started on it, if traders start buying in on it, they're hoping more traders buy in on it. And then more people hop in on it. And then it just catches fire as more people go in on it, and more people get in on it, and more people get on it, which sometimes happens, right? Sometimes happens. So I want to make sure that you guys are on top of your game and understanding if PECK starts spiking, can it spike hard? Absolutely. And it could probably spike up towards around this like $6 mark. But if the stock starts spiking hard, it's most likely just purely on momentum of traders trying to get something going. All right. So what else do we have here? Anything that we want to be looking at? TLSA? No, we don't need that play. Gap up, low volume starting to fall. VBIV. VBIV is a stock that probably has the best press release today. But VBIV has over 100 million in float, right? That's a big boy. VBIV. That's a huge stock with a huge float that's going to take so much, volume and so much attention to really push that stock. VBIV, what do we have here? Announced the second pivotal phase 3 study meets primary and meets secondary endpoints. It's like, come on, that's the best you guys can get. A 4-star word talking about meeting its endpoints, achieving its endpoints. And that's why VBIV was halted, had a gap up, but now it's starting to fade on off just because that float is so hard to hold the play on up. But is that a great press release? That's great. That's a hard 9. That's a soft 10 on press releases right there. So VBIV, that's a great press release. It's just the float, if you look over on Yahoo Finance, is over 100 million. So that's why that stock is starting to come on down, and it's not really that great. Also, it's in where? The top right-hand corner of the chart, right? So the top right-hand corner of the chart, that stock means it's going to be more on the overbought side, right? So we keep working our way on down. Do we like AGTC? Yes, right? We like it. We don't love it. Do we like PECK? We like it. We don't love it. What else could possibly come on up? Well, before we get to SNCA, I do want to jump down to another low float play, ELTK. ELTK, this is a 1 million in float stock, currently gapping up 15%, currently chilling right around that $4 mark. ELTK did go from yesterday $3.50 up to $5, then again back down towards around this $3.88 mark this morning. What happened with ELTK? What's the press release on this stock? ELTK January 9th receives an additional order for $1.4 million. That's a 2-star word, receives, and a one-star word, any large sum of money. So we received a $1.4 million order. Now, can that bring in some hype? Absolutely. Can that bring in some attention? Absolutely. It's got a low float stock. It's got a credible press release that isn't really too bad. The stock has a little gap up. People are aware of it. ELTK, if this stock starts spiking, watch up towards around 525. 525 was where it spiked up to here. 525, where it spiked up right there. And also a lot of consolidation down towards around 525 right here on ELTK. So ELTK, do I like it? Yes. Do I love it? Not in love, but I do like it. So a couple different plays that obviously we want to look at. Now, what I do want to talk about is some of these newer like IPO plays, and I'm not even sure if SNCA is a new IPO. I think that's just like a name change, and we can always double check that just by looking at stockcharts.com. We go to stockcharts.com and we type in SNCA, and SNCA we can actually see look what happens. Like when we look at SNCA, the stock was playable all the way back in July. Right, the stock was playable all the way back in July. If I change it to a weekly time frame right here, this stock was playable all the way back in 2017. But if we look at our trade ideas charts, it looks like it's a brand new play. Well, that's because SNCA changed their name. So SNCA, when you change your name, it's basically like you get a brand new chart behind it, which could trick people to think it's like a brand new IPO. Regardless, SNCA right here, this is a stock that does these big U-shaped patterns. It's also only 3 million in float, so if the stock does start breaking that 165 or 170 mark, we could easily see that $2 mark break. The stock does not have any news, does not have a filing. It is a low float play with a brand new chart trying to U-shape up and around. Break of that 175 mark, watch for $2, and possibly if it catches fire, $2 plus. So definitely make sure you guys are aware of that. Also, what do you guys need to be aware of is MOHO, I believe it is. Yep, let's see if MOHO is a true IPO play because Trade Ideas has it that you get only started trading MOHO at November 8th. So let's see if this one is true. And if we take a look right here, MOHO, Yeah, that's a good sign that it's not coming on up. HO, just again, double checking that's the right ticker right here. Let's go with MOHO on the daily chart. Right now we don't even have stockcharts.com even having that play. So it could be definitely a newer IPO play. And that's just because stockcharts.com doesn't even have it registered yet. So if MOHO starts moving on up, we could start seeing some hype. Now, how did I find MOHO? Just a little heads up. I just went to finviz.com and I looked at the previous top gainers. The previous top gainers, we had MOHO up yesterday, and that was the number 2 top gainer in the market. So I just wrote it down. This stock did go from 670 all the way up towards around 860. Now, it was very choppy, but if this stock starts breaking that $10 mark, hey, guess what? This thing could possibly go. This thing could possibly take on off, right? MOHO, this is, I believe, only about 5 million in float. It's a 5 million in float, newer IPO play. The 52-week high is 1062, right? And this could possibly get some nice momentum towards it. Its average volume is only around 27,000 shares. So if it crosses, 10,000 or 15,000 in volume within like the first 15 to 30 minutes, obviously that would show that traders are watching it. I would definitely keep MOHO on your radar today in case that stock starts getting any sort of hype, right? And as we talked about, one that just came out with news was TBLT, which has room to run up to where pretty obvious right here, the 200-day moving average at 53 cents. So I know I talked about a lot. We only have 2 minutes till the market opens on up. And let's just type out stocks to watch today. So stocks to watch today, what do we have? We have AGTC, right? We are going to be having VBIV. We are going to be having ELTK. We are going to be having SNCA. We are going to be having MOHO. And and TBLT, one that has some sort of news towards it also. To be completely honest, I am going to be watching the high of the day momentum scanner, see what stock is going to start, getting some hype. Also, again, thank you, Rapid. Someone also brought this up. GENE, this stock could possibly have a mid candle breakout pattern. If GENE starts breaking through that 320-ish mark, we could possibly have a little bit of a mid candle breakout pattern on our hands on that stock as well. So again, thank you for Rapid for reminding me on that stock over on GENE. But these are probably the top stocks that we want to be focusing on at the bell to start getting that nice momentum. And I do want to check, did GENE have any sort of news yesterday? The market opens up in about 45 seconds, so I'm going to switch the scanners out. So just putting up our big show scanners. We're all good, baby. Ready to rock and roll. We got about 30 seconds here till the market does open on up. And I just want to double check if GENE had any sort of news. January 8th. What do we have here? Think about buying out Aurora Cannabis. January 7th. Had 20 medical centers. Okay, so we'll keep that one on watch. We will keep that one on watch to see what's going to be coming on up. We're going to start off on the day with starting off on the day, we'll start with AGTC. Put AGTC on the top. That's just the number 1 top gainer in pre-market. So AGTC is going to be at the top, and I'll put ELTK on, or I'll put TBLT on the bottom. It seems like you guys are interested on that one. We just don't have enough time right now to do a poll because the market right now is now open. So guys, let's watch the high of the day momentum scanner. Let's see what's going to be coming on up, and let's get ready for an awesome day ahead. I'm fired up. I hope you guys are as well. We could possibly see an awesome spike, coming on up. We could see an awesome play. Right now, my main 2 focuses is right here, the breakout scanner, and right here, the high of the day momentum scanner. So that's what I'm truly focused on at this time. These 2 scanners to see what stock is going to start, getting a little bit of momentum. Now, we know a lot of the plays have been spiking hard and then coming back on down. So we do not want to chase. So if we see a stock moving, we may want to get into it pretty quickly. Like ELTK right now is starting to get a couple high of the days at the moment. So ELTK, this stock is getting a little bit of high of the day. I'm switching over to a 1-minute time frame. The stock went from around 396 to 403. We always put it on the level 2. Check out the volume. We can see volume's a little bit light, but volume's starting to pick up a little bit right now. ELTK now up at 411. ELTK 413 has a 9 count on the high of the day. Usually when a stock hits 20, it shows that that's where most of the volume's at. ELTK with a 10 count right now. And again, the 10 count where I'm talking about is the count alert right here. So this is the count alert. Usually when you have a 20, that usually shows that that's where all the volume is starting to head in the penny stock world. So right now we do not have any sort of 20 counts yet, but we do have ELTK with a 10 count low float stock trying to push its way on up a little bit. Does have a press release and does have room to run up towards around 525. Right now, I am not in anything at this time. You can see no records to display underneath my order status. That means I'm not in anything right now. TBLT, is that trying to grind a little bit? TBLT trying to grind just slightly, working its way on up. ELTK, though, may try to catch a little bit of fire. We also have, don't forget, guys, MOHO, newer IPO play, trying to creep its way on up. Is this one a little bit more on the risky side? Yes, but as it comes up towards around this $10 mark, this is a play that definitely has, momentum towards it. Now, I will be honest, MOHO, I understand, of course, the position of how chats sometimes work. MOHO, if I ever said, hey, I'm buying the stock at $10, I know deep down there's going to be a few other people that are going to also buy it at $10. With this type of stock that's being such a low volume play, MOHO would most likely shoot up really quickly and then dump on off, and everybody would lose. So I just want to give you a heads up right there. MOHO would not be a play I would alert, just because it's a play that if I did, it would most likely spike on because it has low volume and then crash, and everyone would lose on it. So if you like MOHO, please again do your due diligence on it. It definitely has potential, but it's also a play I will not be alerting because I don't A, want to start any sort of pump, and B, I don't want that stock to ever dump on our traders, us. So just a little heads up, guys. I understand how sometimes penny stocks work, and that's not going to be a play I personally will be alerting because I don't want anyone who's in on that play to get crushed. And it's only because I love you guys. It's because I love you. So make sure you guys do your research. Right now, TBLT is trying to slowly move its way on up. ELTK starting to drop on off a little bit. So far, no 20 counts yet, though. MIRM, a little bit of action. No 20 counts, though, yet. We'll still see if GENE could possibly get some volume towards it. Again, GENE does have that possible mid-candle breakout pattern. One of our go-to patterns. All right, so we take a look over on GENE. Kind of like, doesn't it look like this a little bit? Look at this. Compare these two patterns. What we're looking for on GENE is the possibility of this stock making this big green candle. Right? If we make this big green candle, that'd be awesome on GENE, as that's what we'd call a mid-candle breakout pattern. So let's see if that's getting any sort of action or any sort of volume towards it. ELTK starting to come on down. TRIL starting to pop up on the breakout scanner. TRIL is a little bit overbought, starting to pop up on the breakout scanner just slightly. 175 is going to be some top resistance line on that play. If you guys are in on TBLT, you guys tell me. All right, you guys already know this. TBLT, where do you think your target is? Very easy, very, just right in front of your face. Your main target's right here, 200-day moving average. That big red resistance line. That's where you want the stock to go up to. When it gets up to this area, around 52 cents, that's where you want to lock out your gains. The bigger plays, KSS over for Coles. Big Coles guy. I love Coles. But Iggy is looking right now for a nice little short play. TRIL. The stock hitting some 175 top resistance. So right now, we want to stay smart, seeing where this volume is going to be heading next, seeing where this activity is going to be going towards. And we're really just looking to see where this, big time momentum, right? Where's this, momentum really going to be going? So I'm excited to see, where this hype's going to be going. And right now, TRIL is the stock that's trying to get it. This is on the top level 2 right now. So TRIL is on the top level 2 at this time. TRIL is just slightly trying to push right here. Also, again, MOHO testing that $10 mark. Again, if you're looking for a game plan on MOHO, the break of the $10 mark is where you'd start seeing a lot of volume, a lot of hype, and a lot of momentum. So just want to type that out if you guys are interested on that one. So we do have MOHO. This one is a 5 million in float stock. Watch for the $10 break. Watch for the $10 break. Because I said I personally will not be making an alert on that play because I don't want to turn that low volume play into any sort of pump and dump. But I will say, that is one that I am watching, and I do think that one does have potential for a $10 break. I think it could turn into maybe like an LMPX type of play. Iggy's looking on the short side over here, KSS. So again, that one's getting dumped right now. Coles, come on. No, Coles. This one actually hits home for me. I don't want this one to keep dropping. I don't want that one to lose business. I like shopping there. That's where I get all my shirts. Apartment 9. You guys want to dress like Deck? You go to Coles. All right, right now, I just want to see if we're going to have any sort of momentum start pushing through any of these plays. And I know right now, you guys, some traders obviously aren't going to be interested in Colds. You guys are still looking for the best ripper and the best runner on some of these other plays. And I'm right there with you. I'm looking for a penny stock to really take on off for us. The problem is, what was the issue with today? The issue with today is we didn't see any sort of volume. We didn't see any sort of hype or momentum. Where? We didn't see any sort of hype or momentum in pre-market. Pre-market usually sets the tone of the day, right? So pre-market usually sets the tone of the day, and that's why we want to say to ourselves, hey, you know what? What's going to be getting the big time breakout? What's going to be, leading towards that next big rip? And as you know, all traders, thousands and thousands of people are all saying to themselves, all right, what stock's going to be able to, grind for us? Which one's going to be able to move on up? GENE has potential. The previous close, what was the previous close of GENE? 325. If GENE starts breaking 325, guys, watch for volume to push through on that and a little bit of a mid-candle breakout pattern. So GENE, 325 resistance, break of that line. Watch for volume on I'm going to call it a MCB, mid-candle breakout pattern, just, for short. So that stock could be one that you want to watch. I know some of you guys are still looking at I know some of you guys are still looking for TBLT, and then a couple of you guys looking to short, Coles over with Iggy and Rapid top traders. Right now, MOHO got rejected at $10. So right now, MOHO, that's the one I'm just kind of keeping my eyes peeled on the back burner towards over on MOHO. So nothing there right now on MOHO, but still watch that $10 break. AGTC, this one would get hot if it could ever break $10, or excuse me, $7. Right now, we're kind of looking for that nice little 20 count. PECK, let's check it out. PECK, that is one that's a low float play. If that could ever break 350, let's put PECK on the top level too. If PECK could ever break 350, yep, I definitely understand that play could definitely take on off. So I have PECK on watch, also a little bit of GENE on watch. Couple different plays that could get some momentum. The tough thing about it right now is what? The tough thing is traders are definitely looking for a breakout, but no one really knows exactly where to look at, right? Because there wasn't the number one top gainer in pre-market. There wasn't the number one top winner in pre-market. And that's why all traders are like, we're not really sure. Look at this real quick. The GENE just popped. GENE just popped on up. What is GENE doing right now? So I told you guys 325. This one just popped all the way up towards around that 340-ish mark. I think GENE is starting to get a little bit of momentum, trying to come up towards around that 350-ish area. So GENE right now, this stock's starting to go on a nice little rip up towards around 350. GENE, this one's about to get halted. Just pulled the trigger on GENE. GENE, guys, just pulled the trigger on this play. I currently bought in 1,000 shares on this stock on GENE. 375 is resistance. I got filled at 356. I got filled at 356. Currently has 375 top resistance. Just bought in 1,000 shares. Again, we had the 325 break we were looking for, and hopefully, again, we can break through 375. I just want to be a smart trader. If we can't break 375, I'll lock out 500 shares, and we'll go from there. But, that one finally got some nice action. I'm watching that on my bottom level 2 right here. Seeing if that stock, come on, break 375. 375, let's, break through that mark. So I just want to see if that can possibly go. Going to lock out 500 here. Locking out 500 just to be smart. 375 top resistance, but notice that's a pure mid-candle breakout pattern. That was a pure mid-candle breakout pattern. Really took off on a strong manner. See if that one can consolidate, start ripping and running for a moment. All I did was lock in about $50 so far just because that's 500 shares. But yeah, that one came out quick. That one went boom, took on off. And that was all from that 325 break that we talked about. So I'm still watching. I'm going to put GENE up on the top level too. I'm going to shrink this down because I know I'm blocking a lot for you guys. I don't mean to. I just want to show my broker at all times. Let's see if we can break these 375. There we go. 375, little break so far. Let's see if we can continue to move on up here. You can see my P&L on the bottom of the chart here. I just don't want to cover up all the screens. But you guys see that? That was a mid-candle breakout pattern. That was a mid-candle breakout pattern right there. And that was something, of course, I wanted everyone to be aware of. I know a couple people talked about that play. I'm going to lock in my gains right here because it's getting a little bit weaker. All right, going to lock out right here. Not a big gain. I am out. I am 100% out right here. I got in a little bit late because I was still searching around for the best play. So I got in a little bit late. I market ordered in and out of that play. You guys can see everything right here in front of your face, live streaming that play. But this play, look how explosive this was at the break of 325. It went on, a 55-cent move. So I am out of GENE right now. Now, if you want to see my P&L, you can see in at 356, out at 362. I was really looking for a $4 sell target. That's what I wanted. The $4 sell target on a 356 entry, I would have had about $350 to $400, right? So that's what I was looking for. As you can see right now, GN back in on it if it can hold its gains. But the most important thing, what I want you guys to be able to see is, we're constantly trying to search for the plays that have the best potential. Constantly searching for the plays that are looking like they are going to be able to break on out. And what did we show you? Look at these examples right here. They are twins, right? They are twins. Does everyone see this? GENE on the top, DELT on the bottom. How did I pick 325 as the buy target? Well, where is volume going to move through on? Volume's going to move through after the stock breaks through 325. So after the stock breaks through 325, that's where traders are going to start getting in on this play, as that's the break of resistance. Does that make sense for everyone? So we have a mid-candle breakout pattern. We have a mid-candle breakout pattern. And then after that, we have a 325 break, which is the break of the resistance line, which is why these patterns look almost identical. So I was looking for the 375 break. That's what I ultimately wanted. But we haven't been able to get that yet. If we can get 375 break, watch for the stock to run up towards around that $4 area. I just want to make sure everything I trade, you guys understand my credibility. So did it get up to $4 yet? No, it did not. It did not get up to that $4 area yet. But at the same time, I'm just super happy that, these patterns are working out exactly as we call them. So GENE still has that, main $4 target. The only reason you're saying, Deck, why did you get out of that play? 375 is holding up at some tough resistance. Little side note, AGTC, guys, just stealing a little bit of hype. Right now, AGTC is stealing a little bit of hype from GENE right now. And that is because AGTC is currently testing $7. So right now, AGTC testing that $7 mark. Again, I have a very small gain on the day. Did I win? Yes, I did win, but it is on the smaller side because I was a little bit late. 325 really kind of came out of nowhere right there. Hit 325 and then basically just shot straight up towards around 350. If you're asking how I got in, I market ordered in, and then I got out with a market order as well. The ultimate thing I wanted to see was a 375 break for the run up to $4, but it just didn't keep that same hype. Right now, AGTC is currently testing that $7 mark. So AGTC still trying to hold on up. GENE is still right at that 360 mark. So GENE is still holding on up. And I'm just kind of looking to see right now because all I have is that small win. But I want a good win today. I want a nice, big win today. That's my goal. And right now AGTC is trying to climb. AGTC is trying to climb its way on up. $7 is going to be tough to break above, guys. Right now we can see our $7 area. It's trying to consolidate right at it, but looking at the level 2, it's having trouble. You can see the bids. What are the bids? The bids are the buyers. The ask are the sellers. So we need to be seeing the bids, which is the bids have. We need to see buyers willing to buy above that $7 mark. Right now they're at $6.95. So AGTC bids are currently right around the 697 mark or 694 mark. Want to see if they're going to be able to climb. And the thing a lot of times people see is people see the bids at 694. They see the ask at like 710, and then like that the stock will currently be at 710. Like, oh, the stock's above $7. The stock is worth, guys, what people are willing to buy for. That's what the stock is honestly worth. The stock is worth what people are willing to buy at it, and the bid tells us what people are willing to buy it. Right now, the stock is not worth 690. It's worth 687 because for you to get out of that play costs you 687, right? So AGTC, you always want to be looking at the bid to actually see how much that stock is worth because it really comes down to that. It comes down, what are people willing to pay for that stock? Right now, GENE, testing again. Little bit of a U shape. Come on, GENE. I know some people are probably still holding that play. If we and notice what just happened. We had, look how odd this is. And if you guys are saying, what do you mean by odd? We had GENE spike. Then GENE started falling. And right at that time, that's when AGTC started spiking. Now AGTC starting to fall, GENE starting to move on up. We're seeing volume trying to push plays up in some manner or another. People are saying, hey, I want to trade. People are saying, I want to get involved with plays. People are saying, hey, I want to be able to make some money right now. But it's a little bit tough. The volume every time it comes up to resistance, people are selling these plays off. So GENE still has a 375 resistance line trying to break it down. Again, let's do this. You got that opposite, buddy. The bid is not where people are willing to sell. The bid is where people are willing to buy. So let's do this again. You just got to reverse that. So right now, GENE still trying to hold on up. See, the ask are the sellers. When you put an order up to sell, it goes on the ask. You're asking to, be for someone to buy at your price. The bid is the buyers. Yeah, TOS has apparently been having some issues. Here's my P&L on the day. I will post a little screenshot of that. I wish I got in at the break of 325, but I don't know if anyone really got in at the break of 325, right? 325's been it kind of blew through that area really quickly. So right now, GENE is still holding. GENE is still holding. I'm just posting my profits over in profits chat and my P&L over there just because I want to be open and transparent as always. Right now, AGTC is starting to test. So these are the two plays right now, right? Top stocks to watch. Top stocks to watch. What we do have is AGTC. What we do have is GENE. These are the two ones that kind of have the most volume at the moment. Yeah, SP. You were the other one that brought up GENE this morning, so thank you for that. Also, keep my eyes peeled over on Moho. Also, keep my eyes peeled over on Moho for that possible $10 break. Will's Trading Adventure, I had an order on GENE at 319 on TOS, but my TOS froze. I know that's a little tough. Yeah, I know that's always a little annoying. You just have broker problems sometimes. I know that's annoying. MYSZ, little bit of a pop. Guys, we're seeing a lot of stocks right now. Traders are getting eager. We're right around 10 o'clock. We haven't seen a clear-cut 100% breakout. Traders are getting eager. If there's 100 people in the stock market, 35 of them are going on GENE right now. We have 25 of them going on AGTC right now. We have 5 of them going over to NYSZ right now. We have 3 of them still over on TBLT right now. We have, 2 of them over on PECK right now. But the majority of the volume right now is trying to push up AGTC, GENE, and we also have NYSZ starting to pop up a little bit. So NYSZ actually just got halted. NYSZ just got halted, and this is most likely, unless there's news, this is most likely just trying to get a little bit of a pump and dump. Traders are right now saying to themselves the same thing that you guys are saying. They're saying, "Hey, I want to trade. I want to make money. I didn't come here for nothing. I want to make sure I come out on top." Right? And that's what everybody's saying. So what are people, looking to do right now? They're looking to hop in on anything, trying to make something rip and run. NYSC did have a press release this morning at 8:45. It says my size projects over 20 million size recommendations, my size in 2020. I mean, this press release isn't really that big whatsoever, but people are saying, hey, NYSC is only a 1 million in float play. Let's look to break the 50-day moving average. Hopefully that brings in a lot of volume, and hopefully the stock pushes it on up. So right now we have NYSZ 1 million in float stock halted off of volume. This stock did have weak news this morning. This spike is more just from traders trying to get a party started, right? AGTC and GENE are also hot plays. So NYSE is going to get unhalted in about 3 minutes, and then we could check that play on out. And I wouldn't be surprised if NYSE breaks that 50-day moving average. It could definitely get a little bit of momentum towards it. So if NYSZ breaks the 200-day moving average, don't be surprised if, again, that stock goes on maybe a dollar climb or so. I would not be surprised whatsoever if that stock went on a dollar climb when it comes out of this hole, because people are eager to trade and people want to get in on plays, right? The penny stock market, yes, we always try to look for credibility and we want to be as credible as possible. But at the same time, what do we know? At the same time, what we do have to say to ourselves is, hey, these plays run just from traders buying them. So if enough people buy the NYSZ right now, it could definitely go on a little bit of a pop. So NYSZ 426 is the 50-day moving average. Let's put this on the. I'm gonna put this on the. We'll put this on the top level too. NYSC, and then AGTC is starting to crash. AGTC is starting to crash, so we'll put GENE on the bottom. GENE is still fighting 375. How crazy is that? GNE is still fighting that 375 mark, looking for the mid-candle breakout pattern, which could definitely happen. MYSZ right here, this stock is halted, looking for the break of this blue line. If it can break this blue line right here, right, break this blue line, that's where the stock could possibly get a nice rip and run up to $5 plus. And that's all traders are looking at right now. This is going to get unhalted at 9:56 and 11 seconds. We are about 1 minute away from getting unhalted. EVSI, be careful on EVSI, the Bengal. Why is that? Look at what happened last time it hit the 200-day moving average. Hit the 200-day moving average, EVSI went from 560, fell down to 430. What do you think is going to happen right now? The stock just hit the 200-day moving average at 540, 545. It's now back down to 514. Look at the past chart history pattern. It can definitely tell you what's going to happen in the future. GENE is slowly breaking. GENE is slowly breaking. Trying to break 375 right now. That play is still grinding its way on up. Over on GENE. Now GENE still working its way on up here, guys. So that play could definitely creep its way on up. Start getting a little bit of hype. And as long as that play stays above 375, it will be one that you will want to watch and continue to watch. Break of 380, it will start stealing some volume. High alert, NYSZ unhalted in 5 seconds. NYSZ unhalted in 5 seconds. Here you go. And we are about to be any second watching the level 2. Could be a 10-minute halt. Could be a 10-minute halt right here over on NYSZ. I think we are. So we're actually going to have another 5 minutes to wait. Another 5 minutes now. And holds are either 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. They usually go in that sort of pattern. They usually go in that sort of pattern. Yeah, and he's still trying to hold up, but the bids are below 375. Bids are below 375. MOHO just got rejected again at the $10 mark. I'm still keeping that on watching my side level 2, where this stock ran up to $10, got rejected, came on down, ran up towards 976, got rejected. So right now MOHO, that play is, look at that, turning hard, and that's why $10 is such a strong resistance line. Right, $10 is a strong resistance line for a reason. It's not going to be a play that is going to be easily able to make you a lot of money if it cannot break through that $10 mark. When it can break through that $10 mark, that's where you'll see a lot of big time momentum. That's when you're going to see a lot of big time hype. But right now, it's getting rejected at $10. Stock is not worth it. Right, stock's not worth your time. So MOHO still falling on down here. MYSC, we're on a 10-minute hold, and then GENE is just trying to hold that 375 mark. If I'm a U over on GENE, I'm probably looking just for the stock to hold a 375, which we want, but the last but not least, we want to hold at least 370. Anything below 370 is going to be showing weakness. You want to hold at least 375 though as well. You got 3 minutes. 3 minutes on MYSZ if it's a 10-minute hold. If it's a 10-minute hold, 3 minutes. MYSC, I mean, we're gonna see. Let's think for a second. What have we seen so far today? Right? If we go back, throughout the whole entire day, what have we seen so far today, and what has been the reaction of every single play? Okay, so looking at this morning, our best top gainers, we had AGTC. AGTC ran up to $7, got rejected, and is now falling beneath $7, down towards around 650. It's obviously not doing that well right now. We had GENE. GENE was able to spike very nicely at 375, still holding 375, but doesn't have much volume right now. We have MOHO. This stock came up to $10, tried to break $10, couldn't break $10, and again, the stock came back on down at this time. What else? Anything? TLSA, a little bit of a pop and start coming back on down. What am I noticing? What I'm noticing is every single stock is having that quick morning spike, but as they come up to resistance, that's where they fade on off. So if you are going to trade MYSC and you are saying to yourself right now, I want to trade MYSC, the play that would make sense if you want to play it would be buy right after the hold, see if the stock can go from maybe 420 up towards $5 area, 470, and then get out because most likely it's going to start cracking from there. Nothing is really holding. Everything is just spiking and dumping, right? So everything is spiking and dumping. Every single play that we're seeing right now. Danny Dan, ELTK, why did it not run? Why did ELTK not run? Just never got the volume, never got the hype. And ELTK had a nice little gap up, had some a low float towards it, which is great. If we look in pre-market though, this stock spiked in pre-market and then fell. Whenever you see a spike in pre-market and then the stock dumps on off, it kills a lot of hype about it. It puts a bad taste in people's mouths, right? It'd be like if you had a friend that slept over, and while he slept over, he stole something from your house, and you knew, and then you figured that out. Would you want him sleeping over your house anymore? You still may be friends with him, but you're like, dude, I can't trust you. I just can't have you sleep over my house anymore. And my parents hate you. And I think, you may steal something as well. You leave a bad taste in your mouth. Same exact thing whenever we see a top gainer go on a nice big spike and then start coming back on down. So if we turn off like pre-market and we look at like TLSA, goes on a spike. If this starts coming back on down, it leaves a bad taste in traders' mouth where they say, hey, you know what? I don't want to play it. Little sign note, MYSZ, here it goes. Let's see. 3, 2, 1. MYSZ is back. MYSZ is back. If anything, here's the quick morning spike. Everyone start locking out your gains. Just went out to 483. 483, anything above like 460, 470, it's a great area to lock out if you guys are in on it. But the thing is, if you're waiting, oh, Deck, can I hop in right now at 480? You're going to lose, right? Or you're most likely going to lose because anyone who's been chasing plays has been getting caught up in dumps and losing. That's been the conditions all week. I'm not here to lie to you. I'm not here to not make you money or whatsoever. I'm here to help you save your money if, of course, you're if of course you want to get in on a play. And what's happening in NYSE right now? Right up to 480, now back down into the 430s. It's going to try to consolidate. We're going to see if it's going to be able to move on up whatsoever. But I'm just reading off of what I have seen in the past. And especially in stock trading, the past is going to be able to tell the future. The past is going to be able to tell you what's going to be happening on up. If I see, if I see, let's say, a stock go on a spike and break on out, and the next stock goes on a spike and breaks on out, and the next stock spikes and breaks on out, what do you think I'm thinking, the next stock's going to do? Spike and break on out. But if I see a stock, shoot on up and dump, what do you think on next one? Shoot on up and dump, next one, shoot on up and dump. I'm going to kind of just use my head, say probably the next one's going to shoot up and dump. So NYSE right now, is it holding its gains? Yes. Right now, does it have volume towards it? Yes. NYSE, are all traders probably turning their eyes towards this play right now? Yes. But if you're in 1,000 shares just for Uncle Deck, lock out 500. If you're in on 5,000 shares right here just for Uncle Deck, lock out 2,500. If you want to take a little bit of a chance and say, hey, I think this could break $5, go for it, right? But I would, again, just suggest locking in a little something in case it does dump, you're leaving this trade green. You might say, Deck, I think you're going to be wrong. I think this could break on out, and that's fine. That's perfect. You're allowed to have that opinion, but I'm here to help you guys be smart traders and actually, again, grow your account the proper way. I'm not here to trade off luck. I'm not here to trade off a gut feeling. I'm not here to trade off, some lucky rabbit's foot. I'm here to trade the chart. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm seeing. And now we're back all the way down to 417. So don't ever feel like, again, I'm getting mad at you guys. I just get so passionate about these plays, and I just want people to, I want you guys to win. I want you guys to be successful. I want you guys to make money at the end, right? So, I just always try to look out for you guys, and I never want anyone here to lose. So right now you can see NYSE did go on a nice little spike, but has come back on down. We'll see if this can consolidate. Top resistance lines up towards around that 480 mark. Then we have, it seems like bottom supports right around like 425. So that's where we're at currently. Yeah, but don't ever feel like I'm yelling at you. Deck's yelling at me. He says I can't buy this play. No, you can, again, buy whatever you want. I just want to give you the best game plan for the best chance of success. So if you are in on NYSE, all stop losses below 425. So all stop losses below 425 because I don't want that cracking that area. That's going to show a little bit of weakness. We're about an hour in so far, since our commentary started at 9, about 30 minutes into the market, and all we've seen so far are spikes and drops. Right now, GENE starting to fall on down. Look at this, GENE right now starting to fall as it could never hold that 375 mark. So that couldn't hold that 375 mark, and that's why that's starting to get a little ugly. Again, I only had one trade so far today, and that was just me locking in my gains as we came up to resistance, right? And that was GENE. I tried to get in on GENE earlier, but look at this right now. GENE starting to turn and dump. So GENE getting weaker. NYSE getting a little weaker. CBLT, that stock dropped on off a little bit. Still has room to run up to its 200-day moving average, but we're going to see if that can hold on up. AGTC right here. This stock trying to hold support, but that one's getting a little bit weaker. Same thing, guys. Just again, don't live in fantasy world. That's all I'm saying. A lot of times when we live in fantasy world and we start stock trading, we say, hey, hopefully this is the one that's going to make me $100,000. On and hoping for something that's not going to happen. Are those conditions going to come? Yes, but these are not the conditions today. Today's conditions are locking your profit when you have them. TRIL, that's coming up on the breakout scanner right now. So TRIL coming up on the breakout scanner right here. If we see any more pump and dumps, guys, if we see a couple more pump and dumps, I'm probably going to start doing a lesson soon. And why do I, want to maybe do a lesson soon if we start seeing more pump and dumps? Because I know it's not easy to not get into a pump and dump. I know you start seeing, high of the day momentum scanner. You start seeing, let's say, for example, TRIL, 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 and you're like, oh my gosh, the stock's spiking. Oh, this will be the one that holds. And you hop in on it, and then you just say, wait a minute, that stock didn't hold. I just lost. Right? So if we do start seeing, a lot more pump and dumps, I'm probably going to do a lesson covering up the screen just because I don't want new traders jumping in on plays and losing their money. If you're experienced, you probably have your own scanners and you have your own, you're disciplined enough to understand what's going on. So, right now it's 10:07. We're gonna give it probably another 20 minutes or so, and then we'll probably dive into a lesson coming on up at around 10:30. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to help you guys out with anything you guys need whatsoever at all. That is why I am here. How are the markets doing today? Let's check those out. How the market's doing. We did hit a brand new record high this morning. I believe the record high was right at the open. Yeah, the record high was a little bit after the open, all the way up towards around 326.44. So brand new record highs on the SPY, 326.44 ish, and we're seeing the Dow currently up 115 points. We have the Nasdaq currently up 66 points, and the S&P 500 is currently up 14 points. So there are the current markets at the time, so you guys can check them out. So we really did not see any sort of major dropping with the whole thing that happened with Iran. Nothing really, no really drop in the markets. Right now, we're going to see what's going to be coming on up with our penny stock top gainers and top losers of our day. We can go through our top gainers. Let's all look at our top gainers together to make sure we're not missing anything. The number one best play in the stock market at this time is AGTC. AGTC is the number one top gainer in the market at this time. The stock will have 625 bottom support with $7 top resistance. Okay, so this is the number one top gainer. $7 top resistance, 625 bottom support. TLSA, the number two top gainer in the market. This stock has $4 top resistance, where it obviously has been having some trouble holding up right around this $4 mark. We also have TRIL, which is the number three top gainer in the market, which has been the most consistent stock in the stock market today for penny stocks. If we look at this, TRIL is going to have 180 as its bottom support and is currently fighting that $2 resistance line. Now we have a slight break of $2 right now. Let's see if we're going to be able to hold that $2 mark. If it cannot hold that $2 mark, that's where the stock is going to be coming back on down. 180 would be the area for a strong bounce, or it may have a light bounce right around that this area, 191, 192, as a lighter support line. Anything I put in blue is going to be support. Anything in a reddish color is going to be resistance. So TRIL trying to break on out. That's the number three top gainer. PRTO, not really much there. Don't need your time. NTEC, not really much there. You don't need that time. NYSZ dropping on off. We called that one, guys. Back underneath the 50-day moving average. Quick spike, quick dump. All right. A lot of these plays, even like look at CSLT. Right. Look at CSLT. And when we look at CSLT, where did CSLT spike up to? Right up to the 50-day moving average. It's been pretty easy to know how high these stocks are going to go because it runs right up to the moving average and then just dumps right on off from there. So right up to the moving average and then usually just dumps right on off from there. TRIL is the most consistent play in the market today. Dunder Trading, always appreciate your nice list. DFFN, OSTK, MOBL, mid float squeezes, appreciate that. So probably anything between like 10 to 25 million. Or yeah. Can you look at FVE? No problem. Low float stock I see coming on up. FVE. This is where it would start turning if the stock is going to get held up at the 50-day moving average. If the stock wants to get a little bit left in it, what would be coming on up. You have a couple different areas. Number one, 524. 524, 200-day moving average. You also have $5. $5 is, again, the third strongest resistance line in penny stocks. And usually, what would happen on a stock like FVE is the 50-day moving average right here. This would be that top little peak, that top little shadow. So when a stock usually runs up to a moving average, you break it slightly and then come back on down. For example, right? For example, like OTLK, look at this. Hold on. OTLK would be like right here. Notice you have that top little upper shadow just slightly above it. Then it starts coming back on down. Didn't I just have an example? Yeah, CSLT. CSLT. See that top little upper shadow right above it? Then it starts coming back on down. So if I'm taking a look right here for you over on FVE, if the stock's going to fall, that would be its top little shadow. But you guys have the 50-day moving average, which it could start turning soon. You also have, again, $5 natural resistance, and then you're also going to have the 200-day moving average, which would be a strong resistance as well. But you got to be careful of where it's at this moment. But FVE is still trying. So let's see, $5. I'll put FVE on the top. TRIL just basically sitting right at $2. GENE is done. All right, let's see. FVE, quick little $5. That could be the upper shadow. Already started one. We'll see if it can, how high this can go. We have $5. If it could ever break $5, last area would be 520, 200-day moving average. Now, if it could ever break through that, that would be huge. Then it could possibly start breaking out big. So look at this. Look at this. Broke through the 50-day. Broke through the 50-day. It broke through the $5 mark, and last but not least, it's on the 200-day moving average. Here, FVE has one more strong resistance line to break through before it could possibly literally break out all the way up to like 750. I mean, that would be the money line, right? That would be the ultimate target on FVE, but it broke through the 50-day. It broke through the $5 mark. Does it have enough in the tank, FVE, to break through that 200-day moving average? Can it get through that mark? Right now, it came right up towards around it at around the 519-ish mark, and it's currently back down towards around $5 at this time. We have the bids at 495. So it broke through two strong resistance lines. Last one right here, this red resistance line is the only one that's given it a little bit of trouble. So it got a nice pop. Got it, some good activity, got some good volume towards it. Right now, 10:15 in the market. And as always, thank you so much for everyone who is joining us today. I know you guys want to see the supernova. I know you guys want to see a breakout that runs, consistently throughout the morning. But we know market conditions right now. These are the market conditions we currently have. These are the market conditions that, what we're seeing today. Are they going to be like this, forever? Absolutely not. They change every single day. FVE is starting to turn. It seems like the 200-day moving average did the trick. So the 200-day moving average did the trick right now, it seems like. So we'll see if that's going to be able to hold on up. But, you look at this chart right here, you can see right at that 200-day moving average where the stocks start giving a lot back and where it's starting to fall now. We'll have some support at the 50-day moving average for maybe a little bounce play down towards around 460. AGTC may crack soon. AGTC may get a little bit of a crack soon. Let's see, anything that we need to be getting in on? TRIL trying to fight $2. The TRL still fighting. AGTC is cracking. TRL still alive. TLSA, no. PRTO, no. CSLT, no. FVE just hit its moving average. Now it's starting to come on down, so no. PECK, no. NYSC, no. KMPH, no. NTEC, no. AIM, maybe on a back burner list for tomorrow. I just went through the top 12 stocks. Every single one of them is falling. The only one that's holding up is really TRIL. TRIL is the only one that's holding up right now. Right? I'm not making this stuff up. This is what we're currently seeing. So I may, kind of be easy right here and not put myself in a dumb position. I did have one trade looking for a $4 target. It never broke that $4 mark, so I locked in my gains when I knew I was going to be able to make money. TRIL though, still trying to get it. TRIL still trying to get a little bit of a push here.